I'm Ann.
I'm Jalecia.
And we are She Buys. Come vibe with us.
Hey guys,
welcome back to She Buys.
I am Brittany.
I'm Jalecia.
And I'm Ann.
And today we're going to get into the topic of women's rights. Before then, we're going to introduce our guest that's going to also have plenty of inputs and extra opinions about what we're going to talk about. And you are?
I'm Eve. Nice to meet y'all.
Okay, Eve. So, yeah, again, we're going to get into women's rights. Of course, opening up with, the trending topic of Greg Abbott. Greg Abbott has a law that he's either introduced or has already passed of women not being able to have abortions after 6 weeks. Mm-hmm. A lot of women are angry about it, being one, because who's the man, broken language, but who's the man to tell women about their body? Yeah, that's been going on forever, for centuries, since its existence, that men has been able to tell women about their bodies.
Right. So. And it started early as, little facts throw in there. Margaret Sanders in 1916, she had the first birth control center, and it was shut down, by law. They came up with some kind of way to shut her down and to stop what she was doing. And then right around 1960 was when they actually allowed the first birth control pill. So,
wow, yeah.
So I was just like, well, dang, y'all been telling us what to do with our bodies since forever. And it's sad because it's a whole bunch of men, and at this point, I feel like there's more women in the world than it is men, and we just need more representation in the House and in legislature and all of those things. So what we want would be voiced, and what we want, can be actually considered. And in that little video, I know y'all seen that little, not video, but the picture on Instagram, all the people that voted on that.
Oh, yes. Yeah. They all look alike.
All look alike, all middle age, old
Caucasians.
Yeah. And maybe 3 to 4 women in that whole bunch. That's not enough.
Yeah. Not enough representation
at all.
But of course it's purposeful. They intended on doing that is to have white men, white women, very few women, to make opinions for minorities. From birth control, from pregnancy, from anything dealing with our womb health, is always put in the hands of, for minorities, white men. So I guess that's why we are trying to change that. A lot of women are, black women, are being very opinionated and wanting to be heard, because it's been, again, centuries of we're not being understood or respected, but our bodies are practiced on. Mm-hmm. Our bodies are used to develop many other things, such as, there was a guy named J. Marion Sims. He practiced on black women without anesthesia, and he basically said that black women don't feel pain, and so we can tolerate that. He had camps in his backyard where he would practice on black women and cut their babies and whatever. And he also invented the specula. Excuse me. Yeah, so he invented that, and everybody knows that is so painful and it's so annoying when we get that during the appointment. Yeah. So again, it's a man developing things, practicing on black women, and saying that it's for our greater good. So yeah.
So in my opinion, so I think about in regards to when women actually get raped and stuff like that, and how, because I'm pro-life, but in a situation like that, I would I'm not gonna lie. Like, if they had the option to be able to be like, okay, let me be able to get an abortion, I wouldn't even knock them down or say like, why would you do that?
Right.
Just give the child up for adoption or something like that.
Right.
That's just my opinion, because that's something so traumatic to happen to someone. So to try to tell them, hey, you got to keep the child, you got to go through these 9 months and stuff like that, it's really bad.
It is. I do believe that in some situations, we should have the right, and regardless, we should have the right, period. Like, I don't feel like what women do with their body should be a discussion amongst men, you know, like, at all. Like, who told you? Like,
Who put you in that place?
who told you you could do that? Like, why do you feel that you can speak on these things? Like, why? But
especially because we're held accountable. A man is allowed to walk out and not participate in the child. Women, we have to deal with it. So again, ultimately, it should be our decision. And even doctors won't even see a pregnant woman, majority of them, not all, until they're 8 weeks. So it's like you're basically for real saying like that, you know, they cannot get an abortion. Like they don't have a choice. Which is beyond crazy. When I seen that, it was beyond crazy to me.
yeah.
That was
crazy.
It's almost like, what if women start saying like, okay, well, men need to get a little snip or a little nip, or men need to.
That would prevent a
Look,
lot of things.
hell will be raised.
Or, you know, make up a pill, get them a pill. They're the ones that's around here
Just spreading their seeds.
Spreading their seed all over the world.
Yeah.
Like, come on, you acting like it only takes one. It takes two, and they carry the seed. We can't get pregnant by ourselves.
Right.
You know? So I feel like it should be on them, not on the women. And then sometimes it's like, we can die giving birth. It's a lot. And then on top of that, you don't know what kind of medical issues that woman has, or, you know, what's going on internal. So why would you even push her to that level of trying to give birth? And you really, honestly, you're going to make it worse. You're not making it better by, you know, putting it in law. Like, people going to go back into
the illegal
way. They're going to.
What's the lady name on for Color Girls? When you go in her basement,
yeah,
there's gonna be a lot of basement abortions.
Yeah.
Not to be funny, but you know, it's gonna be a lot of those because you know, people nowadays you can't make decisions for people. They're gonna try to find loopholes. At the end of the day, to try to get it done. Again, I know plenty of women now, because you know I deal with vaginal steaming and stuff. So I see a lot of women that are dealing with birth issues, and you know it's crazy that they're putting their lives on the table when you decide to have a baby.
It's life or death, like literally, like so many symptoms, so many things that can develop during that time. And like I was kind of like ignorant to like some of the stuff that would happen, but it's like you'd be losing your hair, teeth falling out, just body just all out of whack, hips be relocating. Just
I can attest.
I was like, ooh, and y'all trying to do all that for this man?
Yeah.
Good luck. God bless sis. God bless.
Right. And so, even before time, you know, when women were practicing natural health for us, you know, we were called witches. You know, like it's always something when we try to empower ourselves. It's always something like, you know, you're a witch, like you're this, or you know, women can't do that. Like it's always like to try to knock us down, which is, you know, beyond crazy to me. So we're gonna go into commercial break, and we will have more discussion about women issues.
back, guys. Like always, I forgot to plug that, but grab your hookah, grab your drink, grab all your party favors, come vibe. But we're gonna get into our second segment, which is what's on your mind. Is kind of correlated with the topic as women's rights. So we're gonna really talk about the T.I. sexual allegations, Joe Budden, the podcast allegations with him and one of the co-hosts or guests he had come in, Chloe and Haley as far as body shaming, and the Me Too movement. So let's get into it. What we got to say?
Yeah, it's another rant of, society telling women what we can and we can't do. Like, it's kind of like why society's so obsessed with telling women what they can and can't do. Mm-hmm. And of course, it is a cultural thing. Black women feel like it's times two. Because, if we can't be too loud. We can't wear bonnets because it look ghetto.
Like, why is it so much energy towards black women? Like, why y'all so angry?
And then when white women do it, sorry, no offense, but when they
do it,
it's
I don't like the energy y'all be giving black women. I really don't like that energy.
Yeah,
let us live.
It's just always something. And, for example, the Chloe and the Holly, I think it's Holly, Haley, whatever. Mm-hmm. Everybody, society looked at them as they were 16, 17. Yeah. And when they start coming out, posting their body, making dancing on the gram, everybody's like, whoa, that's too much,
Yeah.
And it's too much. But then I remember people saying that they were lame. When they were under Beyonce, they thought that they were going to give them some spice, but then they were wholesome. People were like, oh, they lame. Like, we're not paying attention to them. But now...
They're young girls.
Right.
What?
One of them is, 20-something. Like, she's overgrown.
They're grown.
She's grown.
So she can do that. But it's just, again, it's always society just pulling and pushing.
Yeah, and I blame, at times parents because they have their children look up to them as idols or role models. Mm-hmm. And even the celebrity themselves, they're like, I don't want to be nobody's role model. I'm just living my life. That's it. So if your daughter saw me wearing this, it's not to influence her, it's just what I like to wear.
Right.
So
yeah, that's what a lot of people do with celebrities, idolize them, they don't want their daughter watching Megan Thee Stallion, but you watching it,
Yeah.
And it's Megan Thee Stallion, they come out and say, I want to be an example for young women. She's I'm here to throw something, I'm here to do something. She's not looking to be a savior for young girls, to be honest. So we have to know that.
Y'all, I'm about to say something. I guess unpopular opinion, But my thing is with this Me Too movement. In the beginning when it was fresh and everybody's oh, it happened to me, or it happened to me. Okay. But now everybody coming out with a story of Me Too, and it's come on now. It's kind of taken away from it. It's you waiting 10, 20 years to speak up, to say something about things, that happened or didn't happen. It's kind of okay, what is your motive now? You waited this long.
I do feel like some people are adding on, and then there's some people that are literally true. Some cases where, or possibly, but there's cases where there's 20 people or 20 women coming out, and maybe really 15 of them are telling the truth, and the other ones are just kind of yeah, that happened to me too. And they, I really can't give an account of exactly, but it did happen. And it's just okay, wait, what? So I do feel sometimes when people see that people are rallying, they're oh, let me join too, and see what I can get out of it too.
Yeah,
that's
exactly. Everybody's looking for that
hush money, just in case. Everybody's trying to secure their bags.
And then some people not gonna remember, so they gonna probably give them that money.
Yeah. Just what Deshaun Watson,
yes, I was gonna say.
I mean, again, I'm not for saying a woman is not telling the truth.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's so ironic that, you know,
When
he
he was
wants
ready
to leave a contract, then it's like
all these things.
everybody come through and say, like, me too, it happened to me. But I guess his lawyer or somebody is on these girls because some of them are practicing with their business without a license. So now they backing up like, oh shit, like let me, you know, like let me shut up just a little bit. So again, those are one Bill Cosby, you know.
That one was sad. That one was
Yeah.
sad. That man, all this, what, you know.
Does that deter
Yeah.
you from consequences though?
No, it don't, but it's like, dang, like, it's been so long.
long.
You're going to come after this man, he's like damn near on his deathbed.
Right.
Like,
But he maintains his innocence though, because
yeah.
you know, I guess he was supposed to come up for parole or whatever, and they was like, nope, he didn't take his classes, and he's like, no, I'm maintaining my innocence that I did not do this
Girl.
madness to these women.
The only one I'm like, okay, lock him up, R. Kelly. That's the only one.
I'm on that
That's
train
the
too.
only one I'm like, yeah, lock his ass away.
Yeah.
We already knew that, you know. And we need to lock some of them parents up too. We ain't not even gonna go to that, but we need to lock them up.
No, for real.
Because they the one put they daughters
Children,
out there.
Yeah.
do
So
that.
I can see all that happening, you know, with like when it comes to celebrities and people with money, but also think about the power and influence they have to, like, you know, suppress people, because that's what's been going on for forever. Like we were saying, why do men feel like they can control women and do whatever? So it's like sometimes when it comes to these conversations, it's just like, okay, you see how men have been, how they've been acting, but it's like it's something totally different when it comes to that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the suppression of, like, you know, the voice and, oh, this happened years ago, but it's like, you know, people were scared to speak up. That was like the generational thing, like,
Right.
oh, don't say nothing about it. Like, this is normal. This is supposed to be like a normal thing, sexual assault or whatever, like touching on you, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So it's like, it was put out to be normal, like, oh, that's just what men do.
Right.
But it's like now that there's a platform and
yeah.
like, you know, people are more receptive to hear, you know, the stories that happen, or like, you know, things that happen. It's just like, okay, I feel like I can, you know, come out about this because this happened to me and I was scared. I didn't know what to do. And, you know, like, I feel like everyone, I don't know, it's just, like, I see what y'all saying.
No,
but
I
it's like,
agree with you. I was
it's
just
just
talking
like,
about,
why do you feel like the men, like in your subconscious, like, is that what you really feel like they control you? Like, you know,
Yeah.
they really suppressing you, like, because, oh, you don't want to say nothing. But it's like people come out the woodworks, you're like, oh, she lying. Like, how do you know she lying?
Right.
Like, how do you, like...
But the only thing I got, like, the only problem I have with that is, like, you're sitting on it for 10 plus years. You know, you letting it simmer. I'm pretty sure you have spoken to some people, the people you confided in around your group or whatever. And it's a lot of people just, you know, take some hush money too. It's people that's getting, we're not, okay, on a celebrity type, famous person type thing. Okay, yes, I'll probably be quiet for a while because I'm getting some hush money or some under the table money. But we're talking about just everyday, regular people, you know, then that's a whole nother story, a whole nother subject, a whole nother everything, you know, to talk about. Because yes, it is some situations where, you know, especially in the black community, where girls or whatever were maybe molested or, you know, sexually assaulted when they were younger, and they were told to be quiet or not to say anything because they didn't want their whoever, uncle, brother, whoever did it, to get in trouble and things of that nature. So yeah, but now I feel like we're in a world where it's okay for people to come out and say, yes, I was hurt. Down there's people that's in the school systems, you know, they're talking to the kids and they're more willing to speak up. There's a lot of resources out there, so it's not like it's hard. They're like, oh, I gotta keep this in. It's not like it's like back then when they didn't have all the resources as we have today.
Yeah.
So if you're quiet, then it's kind of like,
I mean, that makes sense,
You
like,
know?
because that's happening now. But like, if it was years ago, like, of course you're gonna speak up and say something because you have that safe space, not
Yeah.
really, because people still attacking you, but you kind of
Yeah.
have more of a freedom to, announce that or
I mean,
like
with
say
more
that.
people, you feel empowered. Like I can go ahead and say my
Yeah.
own. But I was just talking about in regards to some people just straight lying. Like they
Oh,
ain't
yeah,
nothing
yeah.
happened,
Yeah.
and they still
Yeah.
want some money, and they saying,
Mhm.
"Oh, this person, like
Yeah.
this
Right.
person raped me or whatever."
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
So they know people will get behind it as well.
mhm,
Like if you rape a woman, of course, there is women rights and
mhm,
the Me Too movement. Everybody's like, oh, you done did something. So people get behind it. So that I think that's the quickest way to destroy a man. I guess famous man is to say, put some sexual allegations to it, such as T.I. Their situation. We don't know the truth.
yeah,
But there's multiple women coming out saying that happened. But we've heard before that they were into swinging, what we call it.
Right. And that's been known, out
Yeah.
there that's
It's
what
not a
they're
secret.
doing. Like, come on now, you at a strip club, they come up to you and they like, okay, you want to come back to the house. You know what the hell you about to get into.
Right.
Like, why would you go back to the house? Like, why put yourself in situations where things are going to, most
Turn
likely
left.
happen.
Yeah.
And then you like, oh, okay, well, yeah, I didn't really want. Well, what you was gonna do? Go read a book? Like, which one you was gonna do? Like, come on now. It's just common sense.
Yeah,
Common
I see
sense.
that, but like, I also look at who the person is, like the person being accused, how they are and like what their mindset is like, because it's like T.I. he's been not very respectful towards women, and like the mess that he did with his daughter, like I'm not surprised. Like that
was
was
out of
so
line.
invasive, that was so disgusting, that was just terrible. So it's like I wouldn't put it past them. Like
Yeah.
I'm not surprised. So I mean,
Yeah.
see who he is, take them for what they are. So I mean, we talk about accountability. Like let's
You
hold
need to
people
take some-
accountable.
Yeah.
So
So we're gonna go into a commercial break.
Hey guys, it's your girl Matchmaker Amber Neal.
And your girl Shamir making testing, baby.
I love. I'll never get tired of you saying that.
I know, right?
Guys, we are so excited. We're here to tell you about our next high publicity event of the year.
Yes, it is the Total Package Awards Black Tie Gala. And we want to see you December the 12th in the building at 7 p.m. at the Grand Tuscany Hotel.
In the Grand Ballroom. Okay. It is so nice. I'm so excited.
I am so excited.
And we are honoring Houston's top 20 power couples.
Top 10 business women and top 10 business men.
And let's not forget, if you're single and you're ready to mingle, we're also honoring Houston's top 10 most eligible bachelors and bachelorettes. For more information, go to eventbrite.com. Find out how you can get plugged in as a sponsor or a vendor.
Yes, you can go to any social media platform, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. And then you can also reach out to us at www.bossuphoustonnetwork.com.
Maybe you're divorced or new in town. It's time to meet your match with Events and Adventures. Whether you're low-key or adventurous, come hang out with tons of like-minded people at exciting group activities. The best part? Everyone is single. From happy hours and trivia nights to outdoor adventures and weekend getaways, Events and Adventures has something for everyone. We're all here for the same reason. So come be part of a community made for singles. Your match is waiting for you to make your move. Visit eventsandadventures.com to get started. That's events.
Guys, that's just minor discussions on women issues. Feel free to comment below or bring up topics that we could talk about at a later time about women's issues, or that we will comment back in the comment section. Again, follow us on She Vibes on all platforms, on Instagram, YouTube, Boss Up Houston on YouTube. On Instagram specifically, it's She Vibes, SH3 and Vibes. All right, thanks for watching us, and we'll see you next time.
Hey everyone, I'm Brittany.
I'm Ann.
I'm Jalecia.
And we are She Vibes. Come vibe with us.